Hello, hello. Welcome. Can y'all hear me okay? I want to thank you all who's joining right now, who jumped in, jumped out. I appreciate it. I know this was probably one of the toughest times to do. It was the one I had available that somebody requested. So this might not be a good live, but anybody that stays in and enjoys it, I appreciate it. And of course, we're starting off with a Q&A for the first 15 minutes. If y'all have any questions for me, I already answered one. Any tips? If it's any tips for this topic, I will give you my pointers on that at the end of discussing it. But right now we're starting with a Q&A. So if y'all have any questions, more questions for me, go ahead and jump in. Let me know what you want. Topic: polygyny in general, or a man takes on many wives. Will this be the end result? Will this be the end result? Q&A right now for the first few minutes, and we'll get on that. Then we're going to have where if you request to come in, you can come in on my StreamYard. I'll drop the link, or you can come in on Instagram. Y'all want to discuss the topic even further. Welcome who all is joining in. Welcome. There will be a better time frame. I know everybody's probably out working. Everybody's probably out doing what they need to do. This is probably a lunchtime that's ending for some. So I appreciate y'all just jumped in and jumped out. We'll probably have another one of these as I'm bringing these back for the 2025. Probably maybe Friday. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If I can make some time there where everybody's probably at home, be able to join in and actually watch this live. So I know if y'all can't really stay, I appreciate you coming in saying hi. Hello there in Dubai. Hello. Yeah, it's pretty early for you guys over there. But hello, everyone. I'm happy y'all are joining in. I know it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've done it live. Um, Reason why I stopped was I just wind up having a lot more on my plate that I couldn't be consistent with lives or content creation. So anybody that follows me and watches my YouTube, y'all can see that I'm not really consistent on dropping content. So I do when I have free time. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to Lessons of a Housewife there on YouTube. Link is in the description box here on IG. If you're not following me, go ahead and follow me now on IG. I pretty much promote a message with a lot of other people's content. So I am going to end this live with shout outs to content creators as well. Thank you, Christina, where everyone's at sleeping on a great topic. This is a topic not many women in general want to talk about. It's kind of why I wanted to bring this up as the first live. Because I really want to go over it with y'all. I think we are coming to a point where y'all have to understand this. Y'all will possibly understand why society is the way it is now. All right. See, well, I'm not getting many questions. Not many people in here. Women usually hate it. Yes. Yes, it is. It's a topic that you can't have a group of women listen to for a long time. That's for sure. Go ahead and stop my music. See, I can hear me. But all right. Since there's no questions, let's go ahead and get to it. Unless there is, I'll give it 4 more minutes just in case. But I do appreciate you all that's here. I'm surprised I even had anybody come in, to be honest. It's been a while. I don't do this much. So I do appreciate it. I hope y'all do stay. It might not be a full hour. If I can get everything across quicker than that. If nobody joins as well. I might have one that joins. If y'all are not aware, I do have Christina McGavin. She is in the comments. Shout out to her. She is actually somebody I've been speaking to for the past couple of years. She might join us as well. Muhammad said, I am a Muslim and it's allowed up to 4 wives if we can be fair and just to all of them. Yes, yes. I have looked into your religion, and I gotta say there is validity behind this. There truly is validity behind polygyny, okay? Even though polygamy is the umbrella to polyandry, polygyny, polyamorous, which honestly, polyandry and polyamorous is not even something of substance. But polygyny, the oldest tradition in history here, it's something that has a lot more validity than any other, even monogamy. I know people are going to disagree with me on that, but even monogamy holds more value, and it's a lot more valid. I know I'm going to get debated for that one. Christina McGavin said, do you think that's possible for one man to be fair to all women under his roof? Serious question. I do. I do think that a man could be fair. I truly, truly believe that men are capable of loving more than one woman equally. I do think that there might be a hierarchy that's put in place amongst the women, and I think that comes from the women themselves. I don't really think it's something that the husband actually does. So like the first wife in general, she will probably have more of a hierarchy against the other wives. She was there the longest, she probably has put forth the rules for the others. And this is something that all the other women probably come together on as well. They have an understanding of that, not necessarily the husband directing that, which he can, but not saying not that, he doesn't have to. I think that's just the natural design and the hierarchy of polygyny. But yes, I think he can be fair to them all. I truly do. Muhammad said it's the toughest job on earth. It truly is. It truly is tougher for men. It truly is tougher for men. Don't know if my music's too loud for y'all, so I'll turn it down some. It truly is tougher. Polygamy is a topic most smart women can't grasp the concept of. We live in a society that proves otherwise, though. There's different types of polygamy. Polygyny is the biggest one that people debate. Christina said, I can't imagine dealing with 4 women when I can barely handle myself. Okay. The thing about it, though, I'll even use Christina McGavin as an example because she's somebody I speak to outside of this social media. Very good friend of mine. And she's actually going to be part of the whole Lola pod once that's back up and running. But for example, we actually lean on each other and we could speak to each other about advice and everything. We communicate with each other on a regular basis. Now, if I was to live with her within that, or let me do my husband. If my husband was to take her, and nothing against her husband's amazing. Christina, you know that. But if we weren't in the situation, she wasn't in her life, our bond that we have, if we was to bring her in, it will even grow even more. We will have all that emotional stability because we lean on one another. We will have better roles, for ourselves. It would be a lot stressful for us working together within the same household. And I'm just using her as an example because we're good friends. But if my husband was to decide, which he has, by the way, I'm not making this topic as being a housewife and trying to say, oh, well, everyone should do this but me. No, that's not the case here. That is not the case here. But my husband has this opportunity as well. He is aware of this. If he was so decide to take on another woman, it would be very helpful to me. It would be very helpful to me as I homeschool. I have a pod, I'm a content creator. And the time that it takes up for me to be the sole one taking care of home, I don't push content out enough. So I can imagine having another woman here that we can rotate on responsibilities for. And it de-stresses us. It would actually make us more helpful for one another. The days she can homeschool, the days I could be doing content, the days that I'm homeschooling, she could probably jump in and do the content. We probably run the podcast together. Who knows? But it would be easier. And then the husband gets to come home to having all his children in one home, beautiful wives there that wants to support him. Everything's working together, and neither one is stressed out to a point that they can't give him the intimacy he deserves by the time he gets home. It's stressful for the men financially because it's a bigger bag, so to speak, that they have to provide for everyone that they covet. So monogamy would be way easier for a man. He only has to think of the one wife and the children that he has with that wife. But a man that has to take on multiple women and have multiple kids, he has to constantly keep pushing on a financial security level for them. A lot harder. It's not as easy as y'all think. Y'all think that this is a whole structure that's solely wrapped around just a man's natural desire to procreate. And that's not the case, because they can do that without marriage. Men can literally go out there today and find any woman that's willing to give them some and do this on a regular basis. They don't have to have marriage involved. So why would a man choose polygyny? Let me see if I missed some questions real quick. Okay, Christina said, I'm sure they must need intense emotional discipline. You leaning on one another, a bunch of women in the house leaning on one another will discipline the emotions from the husband. The hierarchy of the women in general, first wife, second wife, third wife, fourth wife, but I would say the majority of the time that the second, third, and fourth wife are probably going to go to the first wife, for the emotional stability that they need. So that's the extreme help that you get having sister wives. Mohammed said, a few years back, I had 5 girlfriends at the same time, and it was so hard to give them all time and energy. Yes. Can you imagine the type of structure you have to and schedule you have to provide for a house that has multiple women? So that's why you need the women to be along with it and the women to be able to function in a way that the man can do this. And that's why the women have each other as well. Because when he has to handle some things and the woman wants, have their clingy time, they can lean on the other sister wives. Everybody rotates in cooking and cleaning and serving their husband. Everybody works together. If they was to even bring forth more income, that helps the husband as well. And there's 7 days out of the week, so he can see one each day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. It's just a joke, but you know what I mean? Like, it could be stressing. It is actually a lot more stressful for a man to take on many women, but it's in their natural design to take on many women. It is. Let's see. Hats off to you, sir. God bless. Now I am married and miserable. I'm so sorry you're miserable. You should never be married and miserable, Muhammad, I apologize you have a miserable marriage, because I think with your marriage that the sole happiness you're supposed to get is from the woman being able to be there for you, support you, nurture you, take care of you, do everything that's necessary so you find happiness in that marriage. Because if the husband's happy, the wife can be happy. Wives, you're out here miserable with your husbands because you are not doing your job as a wife and you are selfish. Tina said, I totally understand that aspect of that, but I don't think I would be emotionally mature enough to see another woman, my husband. It does take, now don't get me wrong, it is something that's embedded in us to not be acceptive to the idea. We have been indoctrined on monogamy for a very, very long time. So the whole concept, I even the thought of it when in years ago when we first, me and my husband started talking about it, was like, I'm not sure if this is something I'm going to be capable of doing. But with more research and more understanding what a man is, you start to understand the value in it as well. The more you want to see your man thrive, the more that you see him being incapable of this, the more that it starts to make sense of you. And it helps you as well. It helps women. It benefits women. Polygyny truly benefits the woman. I wish all women are like you. My husband says that a lot. I appreciate that. Thank you. There are women like me out there. We just don't be on social media like this for y'all to see. You can see I barely be on. I have a platform here that grew, exceptionally a year ago, and I am grateful for everybody who's following me and keeps up with my content, because I am not as consistent as I want to be and as I should be for everybody that's following me. So, but there is many of us out here. We're just not on the platforms. The modern women are the ones with the mic. They really are. So they overshadow the true women that are out here. And I'm gonna give a shout out at the end of this to all the content creators that are speaking like me as well. Probably not specifically on polygyny, but who are talking about relationships and dating. That should give shout outs and follows as well. I don't know how to say that. Vedika, possibly. In 2020, I was in a relationship with a married girl who had 2 kids. What you think her take was at that time? You were in a relationship with a married girl who had 2 kids. By golly, like, you want me to tell you what I think her take was? Were you part of the marriage with her? Like, in this relationship, she was married to a guy that had 2 kids and they were trying to join you in? Like, I don't know, was this a polyandry kind of ordeal? I'm not sure. But if not, she was just married and had 2 kids, was seeing you on the side. Like, dude, that she, you know, let me say something on this topic. The women out here that are actually in relationships and you still trying to see guys and stuff like that, best believe that you are showing these guys, and this is just towards the women, that you are showing these guys that you are not worthy of anything to be locked into. If you're willing to do that to a man you're already locked in with. So don't think that the grass is greener by going out there trying to find somebody that can replace the man that you already have that's been there for you. Because in reality, the men actually see you as the 3 or 4 that you are and will not take you on. And any man, this is for the men, and you men out here that think different of that, is part of the problem why they think they can do it. If you really think that you can save a woman from a relationship she's already in, you can see that she is not trustworthy and she's disloyal, and you decide to still deal with that woman. That's my topic on that. She was a cheater. Mama said, I tried to open the topic that I like other women too, but it was a terrible night for me after I said that. It's not something, men love women. Ladies, men love women. No matter how frustrating, no matter how much of a liability we are, no matter how much of a problem they see in us, even in the modern world, they still love us. You want to know why? Because they are willing to come out here and give us advice on how to get them. If they did not care, they would just keep their mouths closed and use you for what you are. But they are willing to give back the advice necessary for y'all to be in the right ways, in the right role of gaining a relationship in return. Men truly care about us, but y'all not willing to listen to them. Y'all are not willing to listen to the men. And these are the ones that y'all claim that's supposed to be the ones for you and do everything for you and chivalrize you, but you won't listen to them when they tell you the way to go about it. And these are the ones you're trying to entice. You're trying to have love you back. You'll listen to the panderers, though. You'll listen to the panderers that want love putting women on a pedestal all the time. Straight up lie to you. And every panderer that's out here gets exposed. And y'all still just go ahead and stick with that. But you won't listen to the man that's caring for you. You will listen to your boss. You'll be at work. You will listen to your boss. You'll listen to the government. You'll listen to everything else but the man who actually cares for you. And men love women. So that's why polygyny is one of the oldest traditions, because men actually care of women. And the more that they covet, the more that they know they have to provide for them. And they're willing to do that. Men are willing to work hard for a very long time to take care of who they covet. Not just who they have a baby by. Y'all think that men out here that have all of these baby mothers were just, well, I'm going to take Cam Newton and Nick Cannon as an example, because they are the two that were out there for just pleasure. And now they got all these baby mamas and all of these children out here, and the women were willing to do it. Why? You think after baby mama 2, there would have been a stop. No, the women still had children with these men. Why is that? Financial gain. So obviously it didn't matter that he had other women. So if a man is financially capable of to have all the women that he had children with live in the home, why is that a problem? The fact of the matter is a simple fact that y'all want to be able to still be on your BS while you're getting financially taken care of from the man that y'all claim y'all don't want anymore. Y'all just want his money. That's the truth. And polygyny comes with a structure. Polygyny comes with you having to follow the order of that man that is financially capable of taking care of you all. Y'all have responsibilities and a duty to that children and that man. And you can't just spend frivolously when you have a certain budget in a household like that. That's the fact of the matter of why y'all don't agree with it when it comes to polygyny, but y'all pick polyandry, where a woman will take on many husbands. And how does that benefit anybody? When the majority of society, when it comes down to the genders, is that there's more women than men, that there's 4 women to 1 man. So if one woman takes on many men, you're still leaving a bunch of women out here without a husband. How does that benefit society? When y'all already lacking husbands. Y'all already lacking husbands as it is. Before I could keep going on a rant here, let me see if I missed any questions here. She was married with someone else. I am unmarried. Okay, so she was married with someone else and you were seeing her, and you made that a true relationship, or was this just some hit and quit thing? Because y'all are both wrong in my eyes. You know, if this was something you knew while you were with her, this is why women do these types of actions. And that woman that is with this man, I hope he finds out or actually knows already the type of woman that he's married to. Disgraceful. Christina says she's a hussy. Sorry, not sorry. He said, thanks for giving me clarity. You're welcome. I appreciate people that are still on. So back to what I was saying. Now, polygyny is not a problem when it comes down to our Black community. Well, the Black community in general. It's not a problem when the woman is outside of the home and she's getting child support, food stamps, she's getting all the Section 8, she's getting all of these incentives to live on her own with the children. But if a man that's able to provide more than that, that wants to take all the women that he's had children with into his home, and y'all actually work together financially, you work together and discipline yourselves and get the structure in that household in line, that's where y'all draw the line. Y'all want to constantly say that it's about the intimacy part, the sex part, when it comes down to a man wanting polygyny. But the simple fact of the matter is that the men are already living it. Men out here have many baby mothers. We already have this. The only thing that's happening now is that the mothers live outside the homes as they siphon off the man. The state takes care of them, and they get to still do the same BS that got them in the position to begin with. They don't learn from it. But polygyny gives you a structure in a household, a hierarchy in a household, order in a household, discipline in a household. The emotional issues that women have, y'all lean on each other with that so the man can breathe. He don't have to deal with all that emotional stress. He wants to keep his peace. Y'all come to him when y'all figure it all out. Every woman's supposed to have a husband. That didn't mean every woman gets one husband each. That's not how it works. And our society proves that. Many children out of wedlock, instead of the women just coming together and working these things out. Christina said no one wants to get married and our population is declining because no one wants to have children either. It's disgraceful. Yeah, you know, I'm conflicted. I'm totally against abortion. I don't know. Can you say that on IG? I don't know. I'm totally against it. I'm totally against that. Always have been. A lot of women out here trying to fight for that and want that right to actually just pretty much off their kids. I find that a very ill-minded human being. I truly do. When you look at society, we have became the whole idiocracy movie where the people that are not supposed to be having kids are having kids. The intelligence in society has declined as well. As much as children need to be brought into this world, we should be populating. The Black community in general has been stagnant at 13%. Stagnant. But yet there's so many baby mother, baby mama issues. We are not making good choices out here. Marriage declining because women think that they deserve more than what they put effort into. Becoming full-blown leeches. And are selfish by nature. Burnett said Idiocracy was a documentary for. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It's actually a movie. My husband, I think we watched it a few times, but man, this is where we're at as a society. This is where we're at. A lot of people who have children, especially a lot of the modern women mothers, were not supposed to be mothers. This was something I said years ago, and I'm always going to say it. There was brothels for a reason. And the thing about it is that we started being receptive to brothel behavior out in the world, in society, when it used to be all closed away and hidden. And the hardworking men, if they wanted to go see a little brothel chick, they went there, they got it done, they came home to their wives. No complaints. But now we have it open in the open society where our kids can even see it today. And then the nerve of these women who actually are part of the brothels demanding to still be married in the end. To still have that opportunity and that chance when you have not been worthy of this. It's funny how pimping was a thing back in the day. Pimping was a thing that could have been, that was like a radicalization of polygyny. The only reason why it was acceptable back in the day is because that the women were accessible to men and everything like that, the woman was willing to give up their independence because they were financed on their looks, the material things, and they were accessible to other men. But polygyny is a problem when you're coveted by one man. You have a real true sisterhood with the other wives. All your children are in the household. The husband still and father still takes care of the home financially. Loves only the women that he has in that household. That's where y'all draw the line. Make that make sense. I don't know. Is OF ran by a woman? I don't think so. Is OF ran by a woman? Anybody know anything about OF? I've never been on it or something like that. But is OF ran by a woman? Because I don't think so. Most likely a man is running that company, and women are willing to get naked for and go online and show their bodies for and get paid out. But draw the line at polygyny. Make it make sense. The reason why I brought it up is Isaiah 4, 1 verse 5, 7. It says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own food and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Would this be the outcome? Would this be the result? I don't know if y'all can see that well. Hopefully you can. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel. This passage if y'all can see that. 7 women shall take hold of one man, providing their own food, providing their own clothes, just to get rid of the degrading past they have. Take away our reproach. Will this be the end result? It's in men's nature to covet women. It's in our nature to submit to man. You're against nature if you don't submit to man. You're a Lilith. Lilith didn't submit to Adam, and she became a demon, a succubus. Sucks the life out of men. King Money says some women are low-key corn stars if they're on OF. I think all women are on OF are that. Pretty much what it is. Ernest said no modern women want to hear any of this you're discussing. I know it. I know it. I know it. This is not a topic anyone's willing to, any woman, any modern woman is willing to discuss. But this is the reality. We need to get back to reality. We really do. We have to come back to reality. Women, you need to know the truth. You need to understand the man, to be with the man. A lot of y'all don't know what a man is. A lot of y'all don't. That's why when you're asked the question, what do you want out of a man? I want a God-fearing man. I want a leader. I want y'all repetitively say the same things because you hear it, regurgitate it, and say the same things. Y'all don't know what a man is. Y'all don't know what a leader is. Y'all don't know what a provider is. You think long as he has a bank account, that's a provider. Provision comes with a lot more than just financial stability. Leadership comes with authority. Guidance needs to be followed from your husband for prosperity. We are helpmates. Imagine what a man can do when he has more than one helpmate. How much stronger he will become. How much harder he will work for them. The love he would get in return for all submissive wives in his covenant, for all his children in his household. These children get to see their father as a true leader. They get to see their father as a sole leader in that home, and that they're women that love him, and they're all our mommies. The respect that comes from the boys that experience this, the role set for the daughters that experience this. The idea y'all have of polygyny is so messed up, but yet in reality, you look at society, this is all everybody's doing. There's men with many baby mamas. It's not natural for women to have many baby daddies. So much so to the point y'all don't even know who the fathers are. This is terrible. Polygyny should not be an issue. Polyandry and polyamorous, all those other little polys that want to try to create their own little ideas of things are the problem. Anybody else have any questions? I'm getting some time. I did want to do some shout outs, content creator shout outs. Also, if anybody want to jump on the live and want to discuss anything. I got just dropped the StreamYard link. If y'all can probably copy and paste that. Anybody have any questions? Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all. Y'all want me to keep going on this polygyny topic? Let me know, because I could talk about it. I wanted to make sure that this was just an hour long. We're at 43 minutes. I know people are probably working, but y'all got to take a deep thought into this, into the design of a man. If anybody that holds Christianity high and dear, you understand that the design of the man came first. And if God made him in his image, then most likely God is the man as well. Honestly, God is a man because he made him in his image, which means that the man himself is a form of God. Submitting to your husband is also submitting to God. If your husband's been with you for a very long time and decides to take on another woman, talk with him. What are the things that she can help us do? What are the things that she can help me do? I do think this would be an end result. King Money said, yeah, keep talking polygamy, sis. I love this topic. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody said, how can we convince women into that idea? I'll get to that. Bernard Gray said, this is too much coffee for modern women. The combo is too deep for them. Too much coffee. I'm actually on 2 cups. But yeah. You know, women love their idea of what they think a man is, not what a man is. Exactly. Y'all idea of a man is like y'all try to take the simp response y'all get from simps and have that put into a masculine man as well. who is filthy rich, has good D, and doesn't see any other women. Like y'all try to copy and paste, certain parts of things that y'all have dealt with in y'all relationships, have seen or see other people in, and think that that's the idea of a man. This whole, what is that singer's name? Forgot her name, but she's with Russell, the Russell guy, Russell Wilson, I think his name is, you know, um, that he's simptastic for taking her on, and the way she treats him, and like all these celebrities that y'all idolize and worship, that have all of these little fake relationships that y'all think are the pinnacles of what relationships and marriage is supposed to be. They're all liars. They're all liars. These are not no real relationships. This is one reason why on my YouTube platform I do not review any of the celebrity relationships, because I don't believe any of them. I believe they're all signed contract in on different levels, and it's just the propaganda being pushed of what their relationships are into the media and everything like that. Sierra, thank you, King. Sierra. So you see, I don't listen to music on a regular basis. I couldn't think of that chick's name, but yes, Sierra. The Sierra's prayer, I think, is like the term people are using about her relationship. I've constantly kept seeing. No, y'all want the alphas to have symptastic behaviors. You want a leader, but you don't listen to them. You want financial security, but can't budget, can't chip in. Okay, quick question for me here. Do you think it's could potentially ruin relationships as well? I think if the relationship gets ruined, then the wife and the husband didn't connect somewhere. Because I think the husband should know his wife well enough to know if this is a possibility that he can do. And I think the woman, if asked this, the wife asks this from a husband, should understand where the husband's coming from, because it doesn't diminish your light. It doesn't diminish your shine as the wife. It actually makes you shine brighter. You can ask my husband. So it shouldn't be something that would ruin a relationship, even if y'all disagree. Even if the wife's like, this might not be something I want to do. If this is something that just came up out of nowhere, that she didn't expect her husband to do. I think this is something, especially if y'all put a lot of time in, I think this is something that could be discussed. Like I said, I had my issues first time hearing it, but what the crazy part about it is that I brought it up to my husband after I got over it. I internalized the idea. I fought on myself on it. I knew my husband's potential. I knew what he's capable of. I know what he's capable of. And then I brought the idea forth to him. I think it's even better that way when the wives come forth with their husband on it. It should not ruin the relationship, to answer your question, Christina. But if it does, y'all were not connected as well. Because I truly think that there will be, I think you should, if you knew men and you know your husband, you already know that they all love women. This is an opportunity, if you bring it up yourself, for them to show how much you love them too. It's not going to be solely based around that. They know the type of responsibility they have to take on another woman and more children. They know the responsibility. They are already aware of the responsibility for women outside of their own homes. It's the only reason why men go to wars. They know the responsibility of the society outside of themselves. Now the question is, up to how many women around your husband will you be comfortable with? I think three. I think three would be enough. Um, yeah, I think three would be enough. A total of like four. And the youngest one's going to have the roles of doing like little things that the third one couldn't do. The second one's going to be to help me out on things like, It's very beneficial. It's the only reason why it affects women the way it does is because we have been conditioned to be monogamous, but we're not really monogamous people. Men are not really monogamous people. We're a species where men procreate, we get coveted by men, and we're supposed to be with that man. Okay, Christina said, should the other wives be able to approve who he brings into the family? Now, the first wife, when this, if this becomes something, the first wife, if she brings it up or don't bring it up, the husband brings it up. I think that they both have to agree on the woman that comes in. But if you truly trust your husband, he's not going to bring something into the home that's going to be, disruptive to y'all lives already. I think you will have enough trust in your husband to know if he's bringing this woman and if he's bringing her to me, he sees value in her that's going to be useful for all of us. So that's why I say it's better if you bring one to him. But yeah, should otherwise be able to approve who he brings to the family. Yeah, I think and I think that that's the thing. After it goes like 2, 3, he has 3 wives and he wants a 4th wife and stuff like that. I think then, if he's already made a decision on a woman, he's gonna talk to his wives about it. Or he probably put it in his wife's hands. Hey, I think we could use a 4th one now. We done grew so much and all of this stuff like that. I think y'all need some hands. We need a 4th wife. Help me get another wife. And then the wives go ahead and go about it. Christina said, I don't think it's a condition, and I think it's overall calling for some to stick with one mates for their lives. Just as people feel called to polygamy, people feel called to monogamy. I do think that monogamy, I'm not saying that that's the case here, that only that was going to be the only route, because obviously it's not. You're going to have some men out here that prefer to just have one woman. And I think that's the lower echelon of men, and that's why there's a hierarchy of men out here. Just like the women always are trying to reach for the top tier men, the top 20% men, those are the men that are capable of actually having this type of hierarchy in society. And then you have the lower echelon of men that are comfortable with just having the one wives. So the men can only take on so many wives as one, but we still have plenty of women out there. So you're going to have men that are not capable of having this responsibility that could take one wife. So monogamy can be for some. I'm just saying it's not the natural concept of the actual man, the men's design. So okay, yeah. Do you think why King Money said, do you think wives should be kissing each other? Personally, I don't think wives should be kissing each other. I don't when it comes down to the husband having multiple wives, it's not for the sister wives to have any type of intimacy in that way. That is not the case. And I think when it starts to come to that, and y'all are in the wrong way of, polygyny, because it's a structure, a family structure. It's not a sexual structure, it's a family structure. So is to form a dynasty for your lineage, for your legacy. It's not for enticement in the sexual realm. So no, I don't think wives should be kissing each other unless they're like kissing each other on the cheek when they see each other come up or something like that, showing some type of love for one another with hugs and everything like that, like normal relationships that women have with other women. It's not a problem, but to be attracted to one another that way, I don't find that to be any useful concept for the actual polygyny as a whole. The structure is supposed to be family oriented, not sexually. And that's the issue that a lot of women are having a problem with polygyny, because they think it's something that is sexual and it's not. Yes, Christina. Yeah, I think that adds fetish. I don't think they should. Yeah, so it's more of a fetish thing. It's not. It's behaviors like that is not beneficial. The husband want them to do it or something like that, then the husband's thinking wrong. That's not the case. That's why certain men have the capability of doing this. Certain men have the capability of doing this. Certain men know the understanding and value of polygyny and are willing to take it on because of legacy, because of family structure, to create a dynasty, generational wealth, roles in a home. It's not for any type of other pleasure out of that. Just because a man has access to just more than one woman now that's in his home, don't make it be like it's based around that. That's just the man's natural urge and design. And why not have it with the women that you're willing to take in? Shoot, you got all these women out here that are willing to get paid from child support, willing to get paid from the government off the man's back because he had a child with you, but he no longer has access to you. I have to pay for your lifestyle. I have to pay for everything in your home and pay for the kid that we had together that you don't allow me to see, but I still don't have no access to you. I'm not even allowed in the home. I'm not allowed to live with you. There's court orders on this. And the more money I make to even try to contribute to this whole thing, the more you're going to siphon off of me. And there's no benefit from me in this. That's why child support is fraud. That's why some fathers are just like, I can't do this. King Money said 2 or 3 wives is good enough for me. I just don't want the government breaking up my family. And, I don't think the government should be involved in family. I don't think the government needs to be involved in marriage. I don't think the government should even be involved in divorce. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't agree with that. I really don't. Them legislating your lives and your relationships so they can get a piece of the pie is totally wrong. I can't wait till we get to a point where we can start having this fixed, where the government starts getting fixed on that. Because if a man is capable of being able to take care of more than one woman, he shouldn't it shouldn't be illegal to. It's obviously not illegal to do it when child support wants to come into place. Oh, you got this baby mama to take care of, you got that baby mama to take care of, you got that baby mama to take care of. Well, you're demanding me to take care of these, but they can't be in my home. I can't have them all in one home. I can't have all my kids all in one home. They don't mind it then. They don't mind men having multiple baby mamas as long as they're getting a piece of the pie. But the more men that accumulate, the men that actually accumulate the women, it's less of a tax break. It's less of a tax thing that they can do, that the government can do. They can't, they can only tax that family. They can't tax every individual in there. And I think that's why monogamy is put in law. Any more questions? I got a few minutes. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I know everybody's working. I appreciate everybody that came in. This is a topic I actually want to continue on because I had some other notes that I wanted to talk about it. So if y'all do want a part 2 on polygyny, will it be the end result? Drop it in the comments. This being my first live back, I will make this an actual live that y'all can review. I'll drop it on my YouTube channel so y'all can go ahead and rewatch it if y'all like. But once I start to get routine, all other lives after it's live is going to be on a subscription only. So if y'all want to go ahead and check them out again, or if you missed it, please just get a subscription. I think I got it just $1.99 a month or something like that. But just helps me be able to push out more content once I get more subscriptions. If y'all want to follow me here. If you're not following me, IG Less of the Housewife, definitely subscribe to my channel too. It's such a small channel. I've had it for a couple of years and it's been slowly, steadily growing because I'm not consistent, but I appreciate everybody who shares, likes, comments, subscribes to it. So please, please subscribe to the channel. It will help me make more content. It will free my time to make more content. Renette said it takes a very responsible man to do this. It truly, truly, truly does. And Nick Cannon and Cam Newton are not responsible men. But yet women were acceptive to them doing it though. That they got like 8 baby mamas, 11 children. And it's all because, oh, he can afford it, but no structure involved. No order, no discipline in the woman. Cam Newton came out saying he can't even afford to take care of these because he set his whole financial stability off of his football career that crashed. Yes, you're right. It takes a very responsible man to do this. And that's why only the pinnacle of men are going to be polygamous. It takes extreme responsibility. He said it's a lot of juggling. I've seen it work and fail. Like you said, it's a certain type of man to make it work. Yes, it takes a certain type of man. And there's many men out here that are capable of it. Since we've had a decline in intelligence in our society, there's a lot of men out here that got all types of baby mamas out here that are not father material. You got mothers out here having children that are not mother material, supposed to be in brothels. And we wonder why society is degraded the way it did when the top tier pinnacle men were supposed to only have the access to the women. And if they only had the access to the women and those brothel chicks stayed in their lane over on the side and didn't breed, none of the idiots that went over there didn't breed with these women, society would be better. That's out here in the world. You have your side little brothel place over there in the back for the hardworking men that are single. And everything would be a better place. Everybody got back in line. Everybody got back in line. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. All right, I made my hour in. I don't want to stay too long for you guys. I know everybody's out here working, but I appreciate everybody that joined. I truly do. I didn't think I was going to have many people come in, and I did have some people come in. I had questions asked. Being that I'm over my time, I'm just going to do a quick shout outs to the content creators that I follow, that I watch, and the content creators out here. We got number one, Maggie the Substitute. If y'all don't follow her, please follow her. She has a YouTube page and she also has an IG. She goes live. She's a wonderful woman that speaks a lot of truth. Maggie the Substitute. The next one we got is Red Lipstick Vibes. She's a good friend of mine as well. You go ahead and check her out. Maybe one day I'll probably be on her platform, but check her out, Red Lipstick Vibes. She has a whole platform on YouTube. She has an Instagram as well. Sorry for the break there. I was trying to pull up this other content creator because my mind just froze and I forgot her page. But she's actually on my platform as well. And she's on TikTok. Let's see if I can find her real quick. Because my mind just drew a blank. But oh, King Money said, thank you, sis, for this lesson. No problem. If y'all want me to keep talking about this, by all means, I will. We can do a part 2. Polygamy is at the end result. Biggest thing is women have to stop thinking they can tell men what they can or can't do. That is true. That is true. Like, this is one of the biggest things that we have out here right now with these women on platforms, all these modern women on platforms. Let me say something real quick before I end this live. Is that y'all honestly think y'all can tell men what to do? But the fact of the matter is the only reason why we have rights is because men allow us to. If force was involved, none of us would be able to do this. None of us would be able to act like we deserve and can demand and plead and beg. If force was involved, men are the force in this world. The force of creation. Godly creatures. If y'all all got religions, because modern women today swear up and down that they're religious today. And I'm not a religious woman. But by design, they are a force of nature. The creators of this world. And if y'all constantly are begging of rights, who are you begging them from? If men are not the ones that give them to us, who are you begging them from? The government? You cannot tell a man what you what they can and cannot do. You cannot. And women will only do what you allow them to. That is the truth. Women will only do what you allow them to. For the rest of my content creator shout out to Black Spider Guy Vice. He was one of the first that ever gave me a kind of a little bit of light on his platform. Shout out to Black Spider Advice. Maggie the Substitute, Red Lipstick Vibes. We got Discipline Therapy Podcast. They're growing over there on YouTube. He also has the IG here too. What I'm going to do is in my story after this, I'm going to drop all the links for all of the content creators I'm shouting out, so y'all can go and follow them as well. Shout out to Mr. Goodbread. Shout out to Mrs. She Said, Mr. He Said. I enjoy their platforms as well. And I truly appreciate everybody who joined in. Make sure y'all comment below if y'all want this to continue. If you want me to do a part 2, I'm going to try to set up for Friday. If it's not going to be Friday, I will let you guys know. Possibly maybe next week, Wednesday. I do have a schedule where I take care of things for my husband's business before I can do anything else. So I truly appreciate everybody that tuned in. And as always, I thank you all for watching.